Welcome to the Solihull Food and Drink Show, episode number 2, starring Anita Champaneri. On tonight's menu, we've got lots of different things, lots of different places that we're going to be going to visit and tell you a little bit about. My name is Jeff O'Brien. If you want to be part of the Solihull Food and Drink Show here on Solihull Radio, get in touch. Very easy to do that. Just send us an email, studio@solihullradio.com. Why don't you look at our social media feeds? You can always add your restaurant, your bar, your top review of where you'd like to go. And then we'll add it into our Solihull Food and Drink weekly podcast. Thank you very much for joining us here on the Solihull Food and Drink Show. Hello, Anita, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Jeff. Are you in the mood for love or you're in the mood for food?
Is it food and love because of Valentine's Day?
I think that would be a very good reason to celebrate both.
Where would you like to go this Valentine's Day?
Well, my two favourite places are two hotels in the city, Hotel de Van and the Hyatt, Hyatt Regency on Broad Street. Mm-hmm. Both have got exceptional fancy wine dinners next week for Thursday and Friday. So if some guys I know have a bee in their bonnet about going out on the actual day and rather go out on the next day or work or timing or whatever. Yeah. But there are two special wine dinners. Okay. So the first one is at the Hyatt, and they're going to be doing one for £105. And the one on the day after, on the Friday, is Valentine's dinner at Hotel de Van, where they're doing champagne versus English sparkling wine. Right, I'm going to put my vote for English sparkling wine. I love English sparkling wine.
Brilliant.
An unsung hero, but actually it's gone really, really popular in the past 5 years. Yeah. So I'm sure everyone must have tried a bit of sparkling by now. Sure. But that's a really good opportunity to try both against a very lovely setting.
So the options are Hotel de Van or the Hyatt in town for Valentine's evening on the Thursdays and the Fridays.
Yep, so that's something very fancy, formal, sit down, a small, intimate number, I would presume, probably about 30, 40 guests. So it's not going to be for like a coupley thing. So that's another reason might be quite a good idea. You're doing something romantic. You're taking there somewhere special, but it's not claustrophobic. You know? You meet other people, it'll be quite good. Okay. But if you just fancy something a bit more casual, maybe just cocktails, you know, you're on a new day or you've just started seeing someone and you don't want to do the big formality, Fiesta del Asado have got 3 cocktails that they're doing for £6.50 each.
Can't go wrong, can you?
No, and I love a cocktail, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Although if you listened to episode 1 a little while ago and my confession about Malibu and pineapple, please take that with a pinch of salt. So now that I've been schooled and had some tutorials from our food and drink expert Anita Champaneri from Delicious PR. I might not have mentioned that in my introduction, I apologise. She's our resident expert and now critic, because we've been out and about this week experiencing some of the places that we've been talking about. A little bit more about that a bit later. So where else should we go? So
I was just going to say that the Cupid's Kiss cocktail is one of the things that's going to be on Fiesta del Asado's menu, or cocktail menu. Fiesta is just a new place that's open on Shirley High Street, opposite Parkgate. They've got 2 more, Angel's Whisper and Love's Dream. So £6.50 each. You can take a hot date out for 20 quid.
20 quid and wander home afterwards or taxi home, because I think those cocktails will probably, that'll be it.
Set you over the limit, definitely.
Okay.
Fiesta del Asado, they also own the Lausanne restaurant, which is, I think, have been around for about 15 years now, near Jewellery Quarter. Okay. They've got a Valentine's set menu for £49 per person. So if you fancy something hot and spicy and Indian on your Valentine's Day, that'd be a good bet too.
Okay, great stuff. And Valentine's very, very popular to go out and have some food and some drinks. Lots of people, though, tend to go out either side of the Valentine's Day because the costs vary so differently, don't they?
And another new addition I've seen is Valentine's afternoon tea. So if you don't want to go out evening, say you're a couple, got a new baby, they have to be in bed by 7. What do you do?
Routines.
Yep. If they're at school or with the mother-in-law,
well,
afternoon tea is a great bet.
Get some babysitting and go out for an afternoon tea. That's a very romantic thing to do as well.
I know, and everywhere across the city is doing them now, from the boutique hotels to the smaller restaurants. Afternoon tea is all the rage now.
Okay, brilliant stuff. Later on our menu, let me just fill you in on some of the things that I've been doing this week, food and drink related. I am going to be telling you a little bit about Henley Chocolates because I went down to sample some of the fantastic artisan creations from Sally and her team, so I'll talk to you a little bit about what's going on there. This morning, for instance, I was at the Bentley Heath Country Market over there on Widney Lane, experiencing cakes, coffees, lots of savouries, and I've come back with cakes and some interviews as well, so I'll put those out a little bit later. We are going to be talking about VoCo, which is the relaunch and rebrand of the St John's Hotel on the Warwick Road here in central Solihull, so we'll tell you a little bit about that. I happen to know that Anita has been out and about in Resorts World and experiencing some of the culinary delights that are on options over there. And we're also going to be talking a little bit about Tattu, a new restaurant and bar over there in the centre of Birmingham.
Yes, Tattu launched last Friday. The first was their first night open, full service to the public, and they had their launch party the night before. And I must say, it's absolutely beautiful. And when you walk in, it's all gleaming, it's marbly, and there's a really strong smell of incense sticks, which I made it feel like a spa. It was lovely. It's a bit of a weird layout out upstairs. You've got a private bar, which I presume everyone could use it really, though.
Okay.
Go down the back stairs and it's kind of all descends from white marble and into black. And then you're greeted by the main dining room with the high ceilings. That's
Lovely.
Where the big pink blossom tree is. And it's not a small tree, it's a really big tree. But surprisingly, somebody asked me if it was real, and I was like, no, it's underground, there's no windows. Yeah. It's not a real tree. That's been there for 700 years. Yeah. But a lovely fake pink tree, but looked beautiful.
Excellent.
We didn't get to try much food. We tried a few duck spring roll canapes, I think some aubergine fritters, there was some spare ribs going around. There's gin cocktails and stuff, but a good turnout. It was very busy that night, and it was a really good opportunity to have a look at it, but I'm looking forward to going back and trying the food.
The full menu. Was that just a press launch? Or
just a press launch.
Okay.
So that's only had about 2 or 3 bits of canapes that were going round.
Sure.
But, it looks a business and very, very romantic. So I think if you really want to impress for Valentine's Day, that's the place to go to. But I have a really strong feeling that they're fully booked already. Okay. And it's good for the restaurant trade at the moment. Obviously, it's a very busy night. A lot of places are fully booked, like Adams, that's got a waiting list. Nocturnal Animals, they've got a waiting list. But like I said before, Nocturnal Animals are doing a twist on an afternoon tea, which is £28 per person, full of savouries and loose tea. And if you want unlimited Prosecco, it's an additional £15 for that.
There you go.
So, an afternoon tea, Nocturnal Animals, something quirky and cool. It's not a bad idea.
Okay. A week or so ago, I popped down to Yew Tree Farm, which is just the other side of Henley, and caught up with Sally in her chocolate artisan kitchen, and absolutely brilliant. If you haven't downloaded the Henley Chocolates podcast, I urge you to do so, because we inaugurated the brand new chocolate tempering machine there, and Sally was very, very generous with the chocolate samples, Anita.
Ooh.
They've come up with this new mixture. It's called Ruby Chocolate, and it's slightly pink, so when you see it, you'll know that it's one of Sally's creations. We tested lots of different types of chocolate from all over the world. Java is now my favourite chocolate, and the explanations that Sally gave us at Henley Chocolates was absolutely wonderful, and I now know why Java is my favourite type of chocolate.
Brilliant.
So thank you, Sally, for those. So Henley Chocolates, it's just on the Yew Tree Farm estate, effectively, just round by the bridge. just the other side of the bridge there, and you can go up, you can buy bespoke artisan chocolates. So if you want something very special for your Valentine's this year, why don't you go and get some personalised, proper chocolates made with the ingredients and the tastes that you want from Henley Chocolates. Sally is so creative, she will be able to make some idea or work with you on your ideas, so definitely worth a look. henleychocolates.co.uk. On the other hand, on the other side of this, Anita, as well, if you've got little ones and you're stuck for party ideas, Sally is also doing chocolate parties for, birthday parties.
That
and
must
things.
go down a store.
Okay, so you can go to the chocolate factory and you can create your own chocolate pizzas with all the different flavours, all the different toppings.
Is she like Mrs. Willy Wonka?
It almost is exactly that, and she shows them how to make different types of chocolate, and they will have lots of fun. So if you're stuck for an idea for a children's party, why don't you get in touch with Sally and her team at Henley Chocolates and download the podcast a week or so ago that I created on their launch night for their new machine.
I think everyone's gone chocolate crazy at the moment. I went to Simpsons last week for their girls' night in dinner, where it was like 25 years celebration of all the female chefs that had worked there. They did a course each, so the 6 courses were all presented by a different female chef. Jacqueline Keenan made this beautifully presented mandarin chocolate mousse with hazelnut meringue, mandarin, lemon thyme sorbet, and it just looked amazing. And I was just fascinated with the expertise and techniques they used to create the flat slabs of sugar and the goldness across it. So if anyone's on Instagram and they'd like to go to Delicious PR's Instagram, it's one of the highlighted Insta stories. You can see all the pictures from my Simpsons night out, some beautiful stuff that they created. And I sat next to a guy who regaled me with tales of how chocolate production is made. When you think about it, you just think of your chocolate dairy milk slab that comes in, but no, it's, is it grown on the west side or the east side, and the soil, how the cocoa pods are produced.
Yeah.
How
are they dried? Because Sally was telling me that Java chocolate, sorry to interrupt you, is dried in smoke by smokers, and you can you can taste the smoky flavour in Java chocolate.
I know, and you just don't think of that. In a way, chocolate is like how you grow grapes for wine, and it's done in the same way, but because it's so far away and we don't see it, we don't think how it's going to be made. So he was saying once you start a cocoa tree, it takes 5 years for the cocoa pods to come. But he was saying because of climate change, the production of cocoa has really slowed down, and you don't get as many cocoa pods as you used to. So basically the greenhouse effect may kill our chocolate eating. Now, if that doesn't make you sit up and look after the planet, what will? Only so much plastic straws you can change, but if we didn't have chocolate, what are we going to do?
There's issues. OK, so moving forwards then, this morning my day started with a visit to the Bentley Heath Country Market. Is that somewhere that you have been?
No, I didn't even know Bentley Heath had a country market.
Every Friday morning, 9:30 until 11:30 at the Community Hall, just on Widney Lane, there is an amazing cooperative of producers that you can go and have savouries, cakes, you can have social coffees and teas. There's also textiles and crafts, but it's been going there for years and years, 40 years worth of country market effectively. Excellent. And I've come away with a cherry and coconut cake. I've also come away with a red onion sausage roll.
Oh, did you save me any?
No, I'm afraid not, but I have hoovered because it just went everywhere. And it's just been an absolutely amazing morning. I've got some interviews with the market manager and some of the traders there. The way everything works, you just go round, pick up what you want from all the different stall holders effectively, and then pay at the end. They have card payment facilities in the church, well, not the church hall, in the
we're all cashless now,
in the community hall. They just tot it up at the end for you, and it was just such a lovely morning. I had a lovely social coffee, spoke to lots of Solihull and sort of Knoll, Dorridge, Bentley Heath residents about what's been going on. And the standard and level of produce is amazing. So, and I tell you another thing, a beef producer is going in there from the 22nd of February.
Oh, good.
Dexter Beef. So if you are interested in some high-end, serious beef, try and get to Bentley Heath Country Market. That's Friday mornings, 9:30 till 11.
Another suggestion for Valentine's Day, Henry Wong's Cantonese restaurant. They're doing a three-course dinner for two at £32 per person. Assorted starters, prawn toast, spring rolls, spare ribs, chicken satay on skewers with crispy seaweed.
That's a nice night out.
Followed by duck and then sizzling beef Cantonese style. King prawns, black beans and monk's vegetables.
Everyone might think that our food and drink week is a little bit boring, but where have you been this week, Anita?
Well, I went to Resorts World last night. They had the launch of the SkyBar. Very beautiful. It looks lovely. It's a bit weird how you get there, top of the escalators, by the cinema, and it's around the back. But once you go up there, it's very, very nice. What I loved, they had like a Tattu bottle. Is it the Magnum? That's the really big one. Yep. And it was on a little swing, so it would tip and it would pour the Tattu as it came out. That looked very nice. And they've got like big, deep teal-coloured booths with little sort of almost cages around the top. Quite a very big restaurant. It was full of people. There was some, celebrity chefs there like Glenn Pennell and Rob from Pills in Hampton Manor. So it was good to catch up with people who supporting the chef, because Aaron Darnley is the chef there.
Right.
And we tried lots of different canapes. Prawn cocktail. It was a prawn cocktail, but in a nice, really cute pastry
very
chef
high
way.
End.
Yes. Some little vegetable things. That's all I can call them. They were things. Vegetable things with nice, pretty purple flowers on top. It just all looked lovely.
I'm sure there's a chefy word for things.
Chefy word for things, yes. Hors d'oeuvre things. And then they had a lovely cocktail. It's very much like a porn star martini, but it was covered in a Prosecco froth. And it was just like candy to a baby to me, it was.
So that's in the SkyBar, top floor Resorts World.
Yes.
And overlooking the lake as you get into the top of that escalator bit.
And it's only 10 minutes drive from Touchwood.
I
got there so quick. I just forget how close it is. You
6
think
miles.
you go motorway.
Yeah.
Next junction. Parking's really easy.
Yeah, places for either Anita or myself to try during the week. Why don't you get in touch? Get in touch via our social media channels here at Solihull Radio, or send us an email, studio@solihullradio.com.
Tonight,
this evening, just
what are you doing?
Recording. I am going to the press launch of the rebranded VoCo St John's Hotel.
The VoCo St John's?
So that is... I don't know. I've not caught up too much with the actual story about it, but rest assured, listener, that if you download episode 3 of the Solihull Food and Drink Show, I will report back and let you know what it's like in the rebranded restaurant areas. I have had a wander round already in the atrium and the foyer.
Did you like it?
The decoration and the ambience in there has definitely changed. People are going round with roll. In general, it's looking really nice. There's some lovely new furniture in the reception area that we noticed. So tonight will be the time when I can go and record some interviews with some of the main players.
The photos do look very nice. The colour scheme looks great. The pictures of the bedrooms look very good. So I presume, hopefully, they'll attract some new customers to use the facilities.
That's right.
Not just the
and the times that I've been to the St John's, we've just been to use the ballroom effectively, or the large performance space at the end. So it really would be good to use it as a food and drink venue as well. So I will let you know, listener, how that goes this evening. Again, a tricky night for me, 3 courses. I'll do my best. But
a bad way to spend a Friday night.
Exactly. Last couple of things then that we need to talk about.
So we all like a freebie, don't we? Especially on a Friday.
Go on.
Tap and Tandoor are giving away 10 free pints this afternoon between 5 and 7 o'clock, just because it's raining and they want to cheer you up. Isn't that nice?
Freebie Friday.
Freebie Friday. So if you go down there, go onto their Facebook page and I presume their Instagram page where you can see the offer. I think you just have to show that at the bar and then you'll get your free pint of beer. I think it's a Hawaiian beer even. They've got a great range of unusual beers, craft ales.
I was going to say,
and the Hawaiian summer one I tried last summer. It was lovely, and I don't drink beer.
Right. Moving on to episode 3 for our Solihull Food and Drink Show. Is there anything that you want to add, apart from our Valentine's thing? What's coming up for us?
Well, this Sunday is the Arcadians Chinese Festivals. That's the main official Chinese festival committee organising their day-long celebration of the Year of the Pig. Starts at midday in the Arcadian till about 4 or 5 o'clock, and they will have the traditional lion dance. And there's going to be so many places that you can go and eat. You'll be spoilt for choice. But I would say book. Everywhere gets booked up really, really quickly. They've got Wing Was there and Chung Ying and
different places to go and sample.
But if the rain holds off, it would be a really good family day.
Excellent. If you, like I say, if you've got any ideas or any reviews or any recommendations for us to add to the Solihull Food and Drink Show, why don't you get in touch and let us know, and we'll go along, review them for you, and we'll put them out on our podcasts here through Solihull Radio. Anita is our expert and critic. She will let us know where she is off to next. And
don't worry, I'll keep you all informed. And actually, as a special treat, I know we're always talking about the fancy places to go and the casual places as well. But I'm going to come on with a competition prize next week.
Excellent.
So one of our listeners can enjoy something courtesy of Solihull Radio too.
There you go. There you go. We've also started to line up guests from some restaurants and bars so they can come in and tell us a little bit about what they're doing actually in their restaurant and bar, their menus, if they're creating new menus for the new seasons, and developing it as the year goes on. As we come out of this winter period that we're currently in, we'd really like to see some new menus, wouldn't we?
Lots of new and exciting stuff happening for spring, so we'll keep everyone updated. And do follow us on Solihull Radio and at Delicious PR, and you can see lots of nice photos as well. So if you're ever stuck for inspiration, you know where to go to.
All right, thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for downloading, and get in touch if you've got any ideas. Thanks, Anita. See you next time. Bye.